Okay, hey everybody, Cody Notch here. I'm gonna do a little home experiment. This is the second time I've tried making soap. I think I should put a disclaimer out there that I don't believe this should be a soap recipe, that if you are going to follow this and make your own soap, to do some research and to look at other soap videos and making soap videos on YouTube from people that have been doing it a lot longer than me. And let's go. Some of the things you're going to need are olive oil. I'm doing 2 oils. Olive oil. You're going to need a caustic acid or lye, also known as sodium hydroxide. I have some coconut oil here that I've already melted. You can melt your oil. I was going to do it outside in the sun, but it's snowing right now, so this is what I got. You could also do it like like you melt chocolate on the stove, like a double burner, is that what that's called? And then I just did it in the microwave right now. I'm pretty sure that's safe. I don't know if anybody on any of the videos that I watched did it in the microwave, but maybe. So, I have my coconut oil. I have a stick blender. This is pretty important for the method I'm using. There are other methods to make soap. This is a cold method. I am using today, I'm using eucalyptus and tea tree oil. I have protection equipment for the lye because it is very dangerous. I should be doing this outside. Hopefully I'm okay. Some sort of a mold. I have some silicone, just basic bar molds I got on Amazon. A couple of containers. Make sure, I'll talk about that disclaimer later. I'm pretty sure this is soap dye. It was in my soap making stuff. I'm pretty sure I got soap dye at Michael's. You need distilled water. It has to be distilled water when you're mixing with the lye. Because if you use tap water, because if you use tap water, there could be impurities in the tap water and it can react with the lye. And dangerous things can happen, so don't do that. Let's see. So I'm going to get started. I think I'm ready. Oh, and a scale, a kitchen scale. I think I got everything. All right. So, all right. So what I did is I looked at a lot of different recipes. I couldn't really find one recipe for what I wanted to do today, so I'm improvising, and it's really not what you should be doing. You should have an accurate amount of lye to your fats. I'm just doing olive oil and coconut oil. All the other recipes I could find said olive oil, coconut oil, and like a palm oil, shea butter, coconut butter, some sort of other oil or fat, maybe even lard, Crisco. There was a couple out there like that. There are coconut oil only soaps. Coconut oil dries out the skin, so that's why I'm adding the olive oil. I think I'm gonna do a 50-50 split. Maybe a 60-40. 50, we'll try a 50-50 split. From the recipe, I took a recipe from a all coconut oil recipe. Hope it works. And the shitty part is we're not gonna know for 6 weeks. So, I'm also gonna do a couple other things that I don't really know about. I'm going to add the dye and the essential oil after I mix it. And so I've seen some people mix that in beforehand. So I don't know if it's gonna untrace what's called the trace, but we'll see. And then we're gonna go for it. Okay, I'm back. I got one more measuring tool. Make sure when you're mixing when you're mixing the lye, not to use aluminum, because the lye will mix with the aluminum and create a gas that's, I think, pretty toxic. So be careful. I should be wearing a mask. Should be doing this outside. So let's see. I am going to be using 137. I'm using grams. Most of the recipes have ounces, but I found I got it as grams. But that's the one I'm using, so I'm using this. I'm going to be adding 137 grams of my caustic acid or sodium hydroxide lye. So I'm going to put it in glass. I'm going to tare it so it's on 0. Equipment. I only used these gloves last time I made this soap. They look like they got weathered, probably from the lye. Okay, 100, oh yeah, units would be nice. Oh my god, this stuff is so interesting. Ooh. You could actually see this stuff like jumping and moving. So what's going to happen is you're going to want to do the water first and then slowly add the lye to it. What happens when this caustic acid, this sodium hydroxide, mixes with water is it causes a reaction. It heats the water up to 200 degrees. Now it can heat it up even higher, especially if you add a bunch of lye to a bunch of water. It can create the water to reach a boiling point. It could even, who knows, even like explode out. Oh, one thing I grabbed. It is not an ingredient for the soap, but I don't know if you ever seen Fight Club, Paper Street Soap Company. The high test lye is an acid. It needs a base. So if you get it on you, you can't just wash it off with water. You have to stop the reaction. Okay. Now I'm going to need 356 grams of distilled water. I'm going to put this over here. Splish, splash, I was big. 356. I was doing 137, like 356. Okay, all right. Wonder how many cuts I'm gonna do on this video. Now what I'm gonna do is slowly add the lye to the water. Like I said, it's going to heat up to 200 degrees. So if you have it on a table or counter or a bowl you think isn't going to handle 200 degrees, you need something else. So anyways, I don't know what came first, my coconut oil or the urge to do soap. I got a big container of some coconut oil, so I'm just kind of rocking it. I'm doing some things with it. Maybe I'll make some other stuff with it later on. But also, one thing I do remember is that I do remember my grandmother having a lye soap recipe, but I just don't forget. I think my aunt has it, so I'm gonna call her. But I was thinking about it is they probably didn't use coconut oil or olive oil back then. They probably just used a lard or a fat, because basically you're just mixing cotton with. See, just be careful. If you're doing this with kids, I think this might be or something. So I caught some wind off of that, and so I made the decision to walk away for a second, and that's fine. Like I said, it causes a little bit of a vapor to go up, and pretty sure I'm using stainless steel, but be very cautious not to use aluminum. Probably not the most pleasant sound to listen to, I'm sure. Right now, I'm sure the bowl's super hot. I was gonna go outside, but what I did is I just opened up the door. It's so cold outside that it's letting a good breeze through here. So I think I'm able to continue. I don't want to have any of this laying around. Once again, if you have the ability to do this outside, I can feel the heat coming off of there. If you have the ability to do this outside, then do it outside. At least this part. A lot of the soap making videos you'll see they're outside. But the Colorado weather, and I was ready to rock. I've been wanting to do this for a minute. I'm going to try and wipe up every speck now, and then after I'm done, I'm going to go back and see if there's any left over. I don't know if I can show you, but it'll get cloudy. And like I said, I can feel the heat coming off of it. It's crazy. Crazy. Once the reaction is done, it'll stop from being cloudy and it'll just be a clear liquid. Nope, stainless. Okay, moving right along, I'm going to set this aside and we're going to let it chill out for a minute. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've just been waiting for my lye mixture to cool down. I'm still going to wait. If you have some sort of a hobby thermometer, feel free to use that. I'm going to put this in a different container and I'll be right back. Hopefully these transitions are good. Okay, I'm back. I wanted to use this bigger container to mix everything in. Man, I hope that's big enough. But let's measure my oils. the recipe I did look for calls for 936 grams of coconut oil. I think I'm gonna use, like I said, we're gonna see how much coconut oil I have here just to see, and then we'll go from there. I'm sure I have too much, maybe not enough. So I'm gonna take my coconut oil. We are tear it out. Not enough. Okay, so I did not have close to enough coconut oil. So I went and got some more. And like I said, I heated it up in the microwave. So I'm just letting the last little bits kind of go. I didn't want it too hot. Like I actually heated it up before and then let it cool down because I don't want to put this lye in when it's too hot. Once again, if you have a thermometer, you want to let your lye cool down to like 120 and 130 degrees. Oh man. All right, we'll try this again, about the same. Okay, here we go again. So I need a total, what I was saying, I need a total of 936 grams. And so since the olive oil is easier to disperse than the coconut oil, I'm just gonna use all of this. 557 grams. Take my 936. $379 left to go. So if we can fit it all in here. Oh, I guess I didn't need to do the math. 936 total. Okay. I don't know what I mixed this in last time, but I don't think I mixed it in this little tiny bowl. This is a problem. This any bigger? All right, let's do this. Everything's cooled down now, so I'm gonna use plastic. Hopefully it works. right. So what I'm gonna do is stick blend the crap out of this. I'm gonna stick blend it for a while. What I'm gonna do is slowly add in the lye though. I'll put this stick blender all the way to the bottom. I wish I had one with a lower setting because this thing is powerful. Okay, here we go. Trying to do a little slower than that right now. I want it. Maybe a little slower than that. And I'm going to stick blend this for a long time. I'm going to stick blend it until it does what's a thing called trace. It definitely will thicken up and you'll see it's a trace, like if you stir it. Hard to explain. It's already thickening up, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try. The recipe called for 1 ounce, 1 fluid ounce of essential oils. I did not have a whole ounce. I have 2.33 ounces. So hopefully my soap will have some smell. Let's see what we put in and what we got. So last time I did this, it took like 10 minutes to trace it, right? But I think I had a lot more. I had a lot more olive oil. And since I got tea tree in there, I don't know, let's make it green. We'll see what happens. So it is, I do need to get it into the containers, I think, sooner than later, so. I tried to add the soap last time after I traced it, and like tried to make like a swirl, but it didn't really work. So that's why I'm adding it at the end this time and everything. It never got that thick last time I did it. Definitely know this is going to hold up a little bit stronger. Last time I felt like I couldn't leave my soap, my bar soap. I was using it to like wash my hands in my bathroom. And I felt like I couldn't leave it with any moisture because it was turning back into oil. So hopefully this will harden and cure. So you do want it to cure. That's why it takes 6 weeks. I don't remember the exact science behind it. The lye has to mellow out, something to that effect. Tell you, it was a lot easier to pour when it was more liquid last time than it is now. But it's okay. I'm gonna get this done. I'm just gonna put it in my molds. And this doesn't have to be exact. I mean, I don't have to have exact molds of soap, you know. It could be, I could have smaller bars. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to fit those molds, right? And I don't have to fill all of them either. I don't think I filled them all last time. So, ooh, goopy. Well, we'll see how it turns out. You know, I'm not sure if the lye mixture was correct for the amount of coconut oil to olive oil, because, you know, the first recipe I followed seemed to lead me to believe that there is an exact amount of lye per types of oil. Well, I don't know how long my video hasn't been recording. Hopefully that phone call I just got was where it stopped. If it just cut off at the end with that phone call, I just want to say thanks everybody. This COVID thing's almost over. Have a lot of fun. So if my video cut out, what I did was mixed all the oils. I slowly mixed in the lye until it looked like this. It's super thick. Last time it wasn't so thick. Maybe you need a spatula if it's going to be this kind of recipe. A lot more coconut oil, it traces and gets a lot thicker. Maybe it's because my lye was a lot colder than it should have been. Maybe it's because my coconut oil is too hot. I'm not sure. Make sure you separate everything and make sure you clean everything and keep that lye away from children for sure, and animals and pets. Make sure you clean everything separately and don't usually use kitchen utensils to do this. Okay, bye.